everybody, it's Kelly and I'm back with another layout, and I'm using another awesome Vicki Boutin paper from the Color Story collection. This is the color wheel paper. Oh my gosh, I love this. I'm so glad that I'm going to get this in my scrapbook. That's not going to be sitting in my paper files. Yay for that. And this as I did this, it was one of her newest collections, so that may have changed by the time you see this, but at that point it was. So I'm adding that pink paper from Chamel's Never Grow Up paper. It's the Flower Meadow paper, and I don't remember, I think I told you this, that the paper here is the color wheel paper. Then I'm going to add some die cuts in here, and these die cuts are from Paige Evans Pink Paisley, the Pick Me Up collection. And I had these in Chamel Best of Both Worlds Stash Curated kit, these papers and these pieces. So glad to get them on, get the pieces used up out of my stash, and again onto paper, onto pages, because that's what I bought them for, right? Not just to keep them in a stash. So I'm playing a little bit with what kind of journaling card I'm going to use there, and I do really like that kind of floral journaling card, which I think works well with that little floral cluster at the top too. And then I have the You Are Beautiful piece there as well. So kind of the story of this photo is that my boyfriend and I had been out together that day. It was hot. We had been hiking, and after we were all done, we stopped for ice cream on the way home, and it's custard really, which is kind of a uniquely Wisconsin thing. I think there are other areas of the country. I know there are custard stores in Washington, D.C., but that started because Wisconsinites brought it there to help other Wisconsinites who were missing it. But anyway, so they had this cotton candy custard that day, and I was wearing all pink. and eating pink custard. So, my boyfriend said, you're pretty in pink. You're so beautiful. And that's why I use the You Are Beautiful. And honestly, you guys, I was sweaty and gross. So the fact that he could call me beautiful at that point is either it's either tells you how much he loves me, or the fact that he's pretty blind. I'm not quite sure which that is. So anyway, but that's some of the things I'm using have meaning, not just because of what they say, but they're sort of pertinent to our relationship. And I like to do that kind of thing where sometimes the pieces might not make sense to somebody's eye, but it's part of the story for you, or helps you remember parts of the story. I just added a little border strip there, that little rainbow border strip. It's from Amy Tangerine Picnic in the Park. It's the Life's a Picnic paper. It was where that border strip came from, and I just love it. It's pulling in all the colors. It may not be as distressed as the rest of the layout, but I really loved it and decided I wanted to add it to this layout. It was a piece I had just sitting on my desk as I was working. It was within this Stash Created kit that I was working with, and it worked for me. So then I have this little ice cream die cut there, and that came from, it's not a die cut, it's a sticker, and it came from Chamel's #Scrapbook. So I remembered I had ice cream in that and just thought, what the heck, I'll just use it. So now I'm starting to bring in other colors other than pink, but that's sort of, the layout idea here. Just trolling through to see what I can find here. I want something at the bottom there, a cluster, and I'm really not in love with starting with that frame there. There's too much white, and it's taking too much emphasis off of the photo. By the way, that sparkle speech bubble is from the Chamel #Scrapbook. So I go back through the #Scrapbook, and I find this little kind of arrow sticker that you can use for journaling as well, if you want to. And now I'm going to start adding some of these enamel hearts. So I added one there to the arrow sticker, and I'll kind of scatter them around. They are from the Bella Boulevard Illustrated Faith Basics enamel hearts. Here's another ice cream sticker, and I was going to move it, but it was down, and too late. It's going to have to be as it is. So the yellow heart is bothering me a little bit, and just the hearts in general on this page are. So I'm looking again at the hearts that I have to work with. And I'm putting the yellow back on. I thought I'd use colors that, all just different colors on here. But the more I looked at it, the more I thought I just needed to stick with pink. That's the story of this page. And I like the way the pink sort of blends a little bit more into where I'm using it versus because it was contrasting so much, especially on the bottom, that's all you saw was the heart. It drew your eye right to it. And so that's why I eliminated that. So I know that I have an alpha in here that is pink that I've never used. See? And that hashtag sticker book is, I don't know how old, too old. I've got it right here. I'll see if I can find a publication date on it. 2017. I think that one I did buy new, but I bought a ton of them, and there are so many stickers in these. I will probably have these left until I stop scrapbooking. And I could try to use them. Sometimes I'll take one up and just try to keep using things out of it. And I'd like to do that all the time, but I also don't want to force it, because when I force things, sometimes I don't like the way the layout ends or looks at the end. So now I want to write pretty and pink on this. And as I'm doing this, I started with pretty and pink. I realized there's no way that I'm getting the in between those two and also giving space. Otherwise, it'll all run together. So what I decide to do is I'll just write it on there with my blue pen. So again, I just did this on another layout not that long ago. It's a minor word, so not so worried about that. Looking again at the hashtag sticker book, and I got the found room for that magical sticker. I'm excited that I'm starting to use these phrase stickers up. And then I found the different is good. And that was more about the color than it was anything else, honestly. And then I looked at adding a sticker to the side there and didn't like it, to the side of that floral cluster, and took it back off. Just going back through again to see if there's anything else I might like to use. And I'd found this page of gold hearts, and I have a ton of them left. They're like the perfect little finishing piece, or you could add an enamel dot on that. I would have done that, except I already have the enamel hearts, not darts. So I'm just going to sprinkle these around in each cluster, just like I would enamel hearts. Really love that little touch of gold in the end here. I do have the gold in the beautiful, so that makes sense. All right, you guys, here comes the still shot and a couple of detail shots. I hope you're all well, and I will be back with another layout again soon. Bye, everybody.